Hello everybody, hello and welcome. I appreciate you all being here. Well, I'm ready. I think I'm ready, folks. Time for my final, finished, done Abbey Road reissue 50th anniversary deluxe box set review. Yes, I think I'm ready. I've had all weekend to kind of take it all in, drink it all in since Friday when I received my packaging. I'm sure many of you saw my unboxing video, and I do intend on getting to many of your comments and answering over there. I just haven't had time this weekend, but I will be doing that, and hopefully we'll get some comments on this video. So here we go, folks, and I've got a lot of notes here, so I'm going to try to get through this as quick as I can. I hope you'll bear with me. Let me just say this. How does this band do it? How do they, after 50 years, 50 plus years, if you want to go back to the beginning of their recording career, how do they amaze us like this time and time and time again? They do it over and over again, and just when you think that's it, you know, they can't do any more, there can't be any more amazing things happen, it happens. And they put out the Abbey Road 50th anniversary reissue, and it just blows you away. It just knocks you out. I don't know how this band does it, and I'm not going to get into all that again. You've seen my videos about what I think of this band and how there's. Just go back to my Beatles versus Drake video from a few back, and you'll see what I have to say about the Beatles and their ability to be so timeless and how nobody is ever going to touch them. I'm sorry, I'm just a believer of that. At least not in our lifetime anyway, folks. So here we go. And I've got all three lined up here as a tribute because this is just amazing. So, the Abbey Road Remix 2019. Okay, let me start with the packaging. The packaging, not as elaborate as Sgt. Pepper and the White Album one, I have to say. Out of the three packages, I'd have to say this is the least elaborate. However, I think it's a great package, very nice, elegant looking, all right? And I still think it's excellent. So all three packages, although they're very different and unique in their own way, I think the Abbey Road one fits right in for what it is. It's perfect, okay? Love all three of them. All right, let's get into some other stuff. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is kudos and warm love sent to the late Linda McCartney. I mean, the pictures that Linda took in this book here are worth the price of admission alone. Beautiful, beautiful pictures by Linda, and I just want to mention that. The pictures alone are just stunning, okay? Now, the new mix. Let me get into general comments, and I'll get into some song comments and just a little bit about the Sessions disc as well. So I want to get all through this, so don't mind me if I'm, going kind of quick. I just want to get my review out to you folks. All right, the new mix is definitely more vibrant than the 2009 remaster. This is all in my opinion now. I think there's a richer, fuller sound here, if that's possible. I mean, I thought the 2009 remaster was wonderful, but I got to tell you, this new remix, it's fuller. It's just better. It's just more brighter and right in your face, and I love that. Okay, so there's better sound in the rhythm section. I mean, Paul's bass and Ringo's drums sound fabulous. They've been brought up a little bit. Especially in the case of Ringo's drums, I love it. You can hear every bit of drumming by Ringo, and that's for the better, in my opinion. And it adds to the overall better sound with this mix. Okay. All right. All the sounds on this mix are very discernible. You can hear everything better, if that's possible. Again, how is it possible? The last remaster in 2009 was so wonderful, but I tell you, they've done it. Giles, all right, for those of you that say I say Giles sometimes, Giles and Sam O'Kell did a wonderful job, and let me tell you, it surrounds you, the sound, and that's good. It's just all around you, it's in front of you, when you listen on a full stereo or some really nice headphones, folks, you can't beat it. It's just, wow, I'm just stunned on how good this thing is. And you know what? What I came away from it thinking was it really enforces what fabulous singers and musicians the Beatles are and were. These guys are just amazing. they're just untouchable, folks. It just, when you get these four guys together and the magic they made on this album, all their albums, but certainly this new one, I've got to tell you, it's like they're performing right in front of you. That's how great the sound is on this new remix. And again, not putting down the remaster from '09. That's great. But I tell you, this new one is better. It's better, folks. You're sitting listening with it. I sat and listened one time with my eyes closed with the lights kind of down. And it's like you hear Paul over here singing, and you can hear George on the guitar, and John doing his thing, and Ringo's drums. And it's like you're in the middle of the room. You're in the middle of Studio 2 or whatever, or at Trident or whatever, and you're right there. It's just unreal. Whew, man, this thing is so good. Now, whereas the 2009 remaster was kind of very warm sounding, very poppy sound, but great, as we all know, this remix is just, I was trying to think of some words to describe it, pure grit, you know, if that's possible for an album like Abbey Road, but in a good way. It retains the warmth and the elegance of the original mix or the '09 remaster, but now it has a punchier, more rock and roll vibe, all around sound to it. It just sounds new and vital. That's what again, reading from notes and that it's just so, it's so now, it's so today, you know? And I don't think how they could do that. Okay, so those are just some general thoughts as I was listening to it and jotting down notes as I was listening over and over again this past weekend. And I'll have my final verdict in a second here. But let me just go through some quick song pop-ups, things that popped into my head as I'm sitting there listening to it all weekend. Come together, funky, swampy groove, down and dirty sound, smooth. Paul's bass is just right there. He's just, man, he's the man when it comes to bass, you gotta say. Something majestic, stunning, beautiful. Maxwell Silver Hammer, punchier, great sound separation. Makes me like it even more than I ever did. You know, it's probably one of my, I love every song on Abbey Road, but Maxwell Silver Hammer was probably near, you know, the bottom quarter or so of all the songs. But I tell you what, I like it more now than I ever did. Oh Darling, Ringo's drums kill on Oh Darling. Man, really listen to Ringo's fills and rolls on that song. It's just, he's unbelievable. What a drummer he is, you know. Ringo doesn't get his just due, but boy, he's great. Paul sounds awesome on Oh Darling. I mean, his singing is just unbelievable. One of the best vocals from Paul I've ever heard. The guitars ring true, crystal clear. The background vocals are fabulous. You can hear them better. It's got that modern sound, but with a 50s rock and roll vibe, and I just love that about Oh Darling. Great song. Octopus's Garden. Nice punch to it now. It really, you know, with that bass and drums right there in your face, what a punch to it. It rolls along nicely, and I appreciate it more now. I've always liked Octopus's Garden, but I really like it now, and you gotta say, it's a fabulous song. You know, kudos to Ringo, and the guitars in it. Wow, you can hear them so, I don't say they kill. Those guitars, are just, the little licks and fills and the solo, great stuff. I Want You, She's So Heavy. For some reason on this mix, I can hear John better vocally than on the 2009 remaster. I don't know if that's me or my system, folks, you tell me, but I can hear John's vocal better, and I love it, and I'm glad. The guitar doesn't seem to bury his voice as much, and I like that, but you can still hear both. A clearer mix, not as muddy. These are just some comments I wrote. A heavy rock groove. And my thought at the end of the song was, how did they go from a song like I'll Get You to I Want You in only 6 years? Is that amazing or what? Name an artist today that's making that much of a transition. Think about it. 1963, I'll Get You. 6 years later, a song like I Want You, She's So Heavy. Whew. Can you think of any other artist that can claim to make that type of leap stylistically and musically in only 6 years? Some of these artists today, it takes them almost that much time to put out their next album, for goodness sake. Whew. Man, great. Here Comes the Sun, uplifting, positive. the sound of hope. You know, it's just so beautiful, the mix now, and it's always been a beautiful song by George, but whew, talk about just amazing. Because hits you emotionally, that song now. Wow. The triple chorus of John, Paul, and George, they can't sound any better. They sound beautiful. Those three voices melded together times three. You just sit there in awe with your mouth hanging to the floor. That's how beautiful it is. You Never Give Me Your Money. Was this album recorded in 2019? Because man, by the time I got to this song, You Never Give Me Your Money, I was just like blown away. Like, this is just too today. It's just too now. It's just too great for 2019. It's better than anything coming out in 2019. It's just amazing. It could have been. It could have been recorded yesterday. That's how good this album is. And the song You Never Give Me Your Money sounds so fresh and relevant. It just sounds beautiful. I love the guitars here, and Paul's singing is wonderful. Okay, let's go to one of the medleys. Sun King, Mean Mr. Mustard, Polythene Pam. She came in through the bathroom window. Cool vibe and a groove. Rocks along nicely. Very crisp, clear sounds. Great guitar work from George and John throughout this first medley here. Just fabulous. I love the medley now, this particular one, more than I ever have because of the sound of it now. Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, the end. What can I say? Perfect way to end the album. The sound is amazing, and it hits such an emotional chord with you right away with the new mix. You've heard it a million times, but when you hear it again with this new mix, filling up your room or with beautiful headphones on, you just emotionally, you can't. You have to be a piece of oak wood to not have any emotion when you hear that final medley. It just hits you, folks, and it hit me, and I was like, wow. It's like hearing it all over again for the first time. It's just beautiful and just stunning in its majesty and a way to end a recording career. It's just unbelievable. And of course, Her Majesty, little tag on at the end, very cute. Okay, it's okay, good little ditty. All right, some quick Abbey Road Sessions notes. I'll go through it quick. These are a couple of the highlights for me. I'm not going to name every song here. A couple of highlights. I Want You, She's So Heavy, the Trident recording session and reduction mix with Billy Preston on organ. That's one of my highlights. Wow. Hearing Billy on the organ, you can really hear what Billy's doing for the first time ever, and it's amazing. So that's a standout on the sessions for me. My second standout is the Ballad of John and Yoko, Take 7. Here's Paul and John working together, collaborating with each other. One final time, the two of them in the studio together. Very basic, but it sounds great. I love that Take 7 of Ballad of John and Yoko. And I always thought it was funny when they call each other George and Ringo. Listen for that. That's pretty good. Here Comes the Sun, Take 9 is... here's some songs that I thought sound... three of them. A trilogy of 3 songs I just thought sounded so cool, stripped down. Almost like, these 3 songs naked, so to speak. And they just sounded so awesome, so fabulous. And those 3 are Here Comes the Sun, Take 9, Oh Darling, Take 4, and Come Together, Take 5. Those 3 songs just knocked me out in their simplicity, in their basic stripped down format, and it's just beautiful. I really loved Old Brown Shoe, Take 2. Glad it's here, and so glad to see that song get a little bit of kudos on this set because it's a great one from George, one of his best rockers, I think. A couple more highlights. Sun King, Take 20. They're having fun in the studio, folks. The chatter is worth the price of admission on Sun King. Listen for it. John's laughing. You can hear the other guys happy in the background. It's just to hear them so happy and near the end of their career, and yet they're still, when they get in the studio together, can put all the bad thoughts and vibes outside and just have fun like the old days. Beautiful. Listen for that. Sun King, Take 20. Polythene Pam, Take 27 rocks. It's great. Because Take 1, the instrumental, it just sounds fabulous. I love it. Something, Take 9, the instrumental with only strings. Beautiful. I love this kind of stuff when you get the strings only. Great stuff. Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight. Same thing. Take 17. The strings and the brass isolated. Amazing. Amazing stuff. That George Martin, he just You know, if someone's the fifth Beatle, I think we gotta give hats off to George Martin. It's amazing. And I thought the long one, I like all those others I just mentioned were probably like ones that really struck me. I liked the long one, you know, 16 plus minutes long. It was okay. I enjoyed it. It was nice to hear more of like a stripped down version of the medley. Nice little curio, but I wouldn't hold it as one of my favorites of all the session stuff. I would say it's right up there though. Okay, my final verdict on this great, beautiful, fabulous remix. The new mix, and this is my writing right as I did it. The new mix on this is not as startling a difference as on the Peppery mix from 2017 or on the White Album mix from 2018, but it's definitely a positive difference. What I meant by that is, when this one came out, the new remix blew me away. It knocked me out compared to the old mix. This one too, and not as much as Pepper, but this one, the White Album, when this remix came out, it knocked me out again. Not as much, but I was like, wow, that just blew me away. This one, it's not as startling a difference, but it is a difference. It's enough of a positive difference for me to say this. My final verdict on this new remix is A+. And this has now become my personal gold standard for Abbey Road. Yes, it has. I know in my unboxing I wasn't sure yet if it would with the little sampling I had done, but now that I've sat with this thing for a whole weekend and really dove into it, this is the gold standard. So you have before you folks, the Beatles, 50 plus years later, their music, when remixed, is able to become the new standard. For me, the gold standard. Pepper, the White Album, Abbey Road. I love them. They're fabulous. I will listen to other mixes on occasion just to go back, you know, nostalgia, listen to the old mixes and whatnot. They'll always be there for us. But these are my three gold standards right now, folks, and I'm really looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to Let It Be. I'm looking forward and I'm hoping, please, go back and do the early years, please. Let's see the early years done in this same manner. I know maybe the changes won't be as startling because of the limitations of tracks and how they recorded back in the early days, but let's get some deluxe box sets like this remixed with the early stuff as well. Okay, folks, that's it. I know I apologize. I'm going to be about 17 or 18 minutes. I hope you hung with me and stayed with it. This is my final verdict, my final review. I love it. It's the Beatles, and what can you say about this band? I mean, I'm speechless. I don't know what else to say. So God bless you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of my channel. I look forward to reading and hearing and seeing other reviews out there and hearing what you all have to say. So take care, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.